Fried rice, although today I'm making spam fried rice, is a great way to utilize your leftovers to make a great tasting dish. Let me show you how to make it. So here I have about half an onion. I got a piece lobbed off because I used it for something else. Anyways, just cut this down into cubes, just like this. So I'm gonna use half a carrot and cut that down into 1/4 inch thick cubes. I'm just gonna use about a cup of carrots total. And then for my peas, I'm just using plain old frozen peas. And I'm not gonna be using this much, but I'm gonna use about the same amount I have for the carrots. So just about a cup as well. And for my aromatics, I'm gonna go ahead and just mince up some ginger. I'm using an inch piece of ginger, of course, peeled. Or don't, if you don't want to. And then I'm gonna go ahead and smash 4 garlic cloves, peel them, and then also mince them to the same size as your ginger though. And then for my scallions, I'm simply just gonna cut them on a bias just like this, and not too thick because I'm gonna be using this for garnish. So for the fried rice today, I'm gonna use Spam Light. Use whatever Spam you have. And I'm just gonna use half a can. And with that half, I'm gonna cut it into 4 pieces, which will be roughly 1/4 inch thick each. What I'm going for here is to have it about the same size as my carrots. So every perfect fried rice needs eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack 2 eggs into this bowl here. And no shell, please. And I'm gonna take my whipping contraction of choice and just go ahead and whisk it up real quick, just until it's nice and homogeneous. So let's talk about rice real quick. For my rice, I'm using some day-old rice. And so what I typically do if I don't have any rice leftovers, I would cook rice the day before. And then when it's done, I just put that on a baking tray, as even of a layer as I can, uncovered, and then rest it on my counter for about 10-15 minutes until it's cooled down. This does 2 things. 1, cools it down. 2, dries out the rice a little bit. And then once it's cooled down, I just take that and throw it in my fridge overnight so it can dry out a little bit more. And by getting the rice dried like this, it will help the rice break up into individual pieces a lot better, and the rice won't get mushy at the end when you're done cooking it. And this next step does 2 things. Well, first, I'm gonna drizzle in some sesame oil, just about a teaspoon or so. And then I'm gonna go in my hands and just break up the rice just like this. This will coat all the rice with the oil and break it up into single pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and rub in a little bit of oil into my wok so there's a nice coating layer. This will do 2 things. It will season the wok and it will tell me when it's hot. So I'm gonna heat this on medium-high heat, and as soon as it smokes, just like this, I'm gonna drizzle in a little bit more oil and then throw in my eggs. And as soon as the eggs go in, I'm gonna just take the pan and swirl the egg around so it doesn't stick. And as soon as it cooks on one side, I'm gonna flip it over like this. So I take my spatula and just, chop it up into pieces. You don't have to be too meticulous about it right now because it'll break up more when you cook it with the fried rice later. As soon as you get it broken up, go ahead and just toss it to the side. I put my wok back on the heat, and as soon as it gets hot again, I throw in my Spam. And then I cook it until it's nice and golden. That took about 5 minutes or so. It should be a fairly quick process as well. Get it as golden as you like, and once it's to your liking, go ahead and put that aside as well. For my aromatics, I'm gonna start with my onions. I'm just gonna throw that in and cook it until it's nice and soft. I'm not looking for any serious coloring here, but just until it's nice and cooked through. It should be translucent when it's done. And when it is, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my ginger and my garlic. I'm gonna cook that just until I start smelling it. I don't want any coloring on that either. And I'm gonna throw in my carrots, and I'm not looking to cook it all the way through because I want to keep it a little bit nice and crunchy for some texture. So I'm only gonna be cooking it for a couple of minutes or so. And then after that, go ahead and throw in the peas, no container, just the peas. And then cook it until it's nice and cooked through and it's no longer frozen. And then go ahead and push everything to the side and put in another drizzle of oil, and then throw in your rice. And as soon as you do that, stir everything through. And when I say stir, I really mean stir. You don't want anything to stick here. And as far as seasonings go, I'm just gonna keep it simple by using a little bit of soy sauce. And in terms of how much soy sauce I use, I don't really have a measurement because I went purely on taste. Just adjust this to your liking. Add more if you want it on the saltier side, add less if you don't want it too salty. But how much ever you add, keep in mind that the Spam is a little bit salty already too. Once you have everything nice and fried up and cooked like this, and the seasoning is perfect to the way you like it, go ahead and add back your Spam and your eggs. And then for the eggs, just chop it up even more. I don't want the eggs too big here. Again, I want the eggs to be roughly the size of the Spam and the carrots. And once you have everything stirred through, let's go get this plated up real quick. And I'm just gonna get myself a big portion of fried rice. And on that portion of fried rice, I'm gonna go garnish it with my green onions. And then once it looks like this, it's time for the taste test. Alrighty, here's the final dish. It smells so good. Alright, let's give this a try. Alright, so let's get a good bite with everything. Okay. Cheers. Oh, so good. Alright. My thoughts on this. Okay? Like I said in the beginning, it's such a good dish for if you have any leftovers, any leftover veggies, leftover protein. I mean, I use this using leftover rice, so it's a great leftover dish. In this dish, I use Spam. You don't have to use Spam. You can use any protein, like, you know, tofu, chicken, beef, pork, whatever. You don't have to use anything at all. Again, this dish is very, very, very customizable to what you have, to what you like, to, you know, anything you want to put in it. So go ahead and give this dish a try. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, or you can hit this button here. Or for my previous video, hit this button right here, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.